On the world news tonight from Babangida Imo Television, first the headlines. Good governance will stop military coup in West Africa. Diezani gets €70,000 bail in alleged €100,000 bribery. Tribunal sacks Nasarawa governor, declares PDP's candidates the winner. NSCDC arrests 2 human traffickers in Ondo. Woman beaten to death by husband wakes up on the way to mortuary. On sport, Murphy in, Auburn out, Dele Bashiru gets maiden Super Eagles call-off. I am Morire Rabila Lawa. The news in detail. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje, has urged African leaders to deliver on good governance as a way of reducing the incidences of military coups in West Africa. Ganduje made this known when he received a delegation from the ruling party in Ghana, the New Patriotic Party (NPP), led by its national chairman, Mr. Stephen Intim. He noted the long historical affinity between Nigeria and Ghana, stating that it would be apt for the ruling parties of both countries to share ideas on delivering good governance to their citizens. He maintained that with good governance system in place, the masses would be the ones to resist any military incursions that could derail democratic rule. This kind of visit is important and good to help us exchange ideas on how to deliver good governance to the people, and it can even reduce the tide of military incursions that we are witnessing recently. While we are discouraging military coup, we must improve our governance system. When this is done, the masses will be the first to even resist any such military interventions, the APC chairman said. He described the visit of the NPP national chairman as an icebreaker that would strengthen the relationship between the political parties of both countries. This, he said, was especially because Ghana and Nigeria share the same values and political history. Ganduje said the relationship between both countries was long-standing, nothing that they passed through the same colonial masters and shared the same national language, English. He recalled on how both countries secured independence from Britain without shedding blood and spoke English as official language, which further strengthened their bond among francophone neighbors. Intim earlier congratulated Ganduje on his emergence as APC national chairman and Nigeria on our 63rd independence anniversary. He told Ganduje that it would be significant for the APC and NPP to be sharing ideas on ensuring good governance so that the parties will remain in power for many more years. The NPP national chairman said his party had a lot to learn from Ganduje and Nigeria's ruling party, the APC. He said his visit was to begin a journey between the ruling parties of the two countries on how to enthrone good governance in the interest of its citizens. Intim noted that Nigeria and Ghana had a long-standing relationship that could not be taken for granted, adding that since 2017, Ghanaian presidents had visited Nigeria 45 times. Former Minister of Petroleum Resources Diezani Alison Madueke appeared before the magistrates Westminster's Court in the United Kingdom today over an allege of €100,000 bribe. The District Judge Michael Snow granted Alison Madueke a €70,000 bail. Snow further imposed other terms on Alison Madueke, including an 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, an electric tag to be worn by her at all times, and a €70,000 surety to be paid before she could leave the court building. During her appearance at Westminster's Magistrate Court, she provided her name, date of birth, and address. Although she did not formally enter a plea, her attorney, Mark Bowen, informed the court that she would plead not guilty, Reuters reported. Our next court appearance will be at Southwark Crown Court, which deals with serious criminal cases, on October 30th. Information reports that in August, the UK's National Crime Agency said it suspected Diezani had accepted bribes in return for awarding multi-million pound oil and gas contract. In a statement published on its website, NCA said Diezani is alleged to have benefited from at least €100,000 in cash, chauffeur-driven cars, flights on private jets, luxury holidays for her family, and the use of multiple London properties. Charges also detailed financial rewards, including furniture, renovation work and staff for the properties, payment of private school fees, and gifts from high-end designer shops such as Cartier Jewelry and Louis Vuitton goods. In March 2023, the NCA also provided evidence to the U.S. Department of Justice that enabled them to recover assets totaling $53.1 million linked to Diezani's alleged corruption. Head of the NCA's International Corruption Unit, Andy Kelly, said the charges are in a milestone in what has been a thorough and complex international investigation. The Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Nasarawa State has nullified the election of Governor Abdullahi Isile of Nasarawa State and declared PDP's David Gadu as the winner. Delivering the judgment virtually, Chairman of the Tribunal, Justice Ezekiel Ajayi, declared Emmanuel Gadu of the PDP as the lawfully elected governor of Nasarawa State. The Ondo State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested two persons, Babatunde Oluwashola and Dada for allegedly involving in human trafficking. The suspect was said to have allegedly involved in recruiting 3 young girls to travel to Libya in April this year. The spokesman for the command, Daniel Aidemamo, on Monday said the suspect were arrested in Akure and Ondo towns. He said Oluwashola, aka Oshanle, 56 years old carpenter from Osun State, but residing in Akure, recruited 3 girls from Akure to Libya sometimes around April 2023. He got one of them with the help of Mrs. Dada, aka Iyalasho, 47 years, trader from Ondo State. The victims traveled through the desert to Libya, called Mr. Babatunde through the agent that received them 2 weeks after their departure from Akure, Ondo State, to intimate him of their arrival at Libya. The victim, a 15-year-old girl, until her departure, lived with her parents in Akure. She had left without telling anyone about her journey. It is upon her arrival at Libya where she discovered that the situation she got wasn't what she bargained for. Hence, she had to reach out to her father, who had been looking for her for help, and the father in return reported the case to NCDC Ondo State Command. He stated that the suspect had already made confessional statement, and after the investigation, added that the case will be transferred to the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons for further actions. A woman who was initially believed to be dead after a brutal assault by her husband allegedly woke up on the way to the mortuary. The incident unfolded in an undisclosed area. The harrowing incident came to light when a concerned neighbor of the victim, whose identity is being protected for security reasons, took to the social media platform X, formerly Twitter, to report a presumed domestic violence case. The initial tweet reported that the wife had been severely beaten by her abusive husband, seemingly resulting in her untimely demise. As the disturbing news spread across social media, it drew widespread condemnation and calls for justice for the victim. However, just hours the initial Twitter post, the same neighbor took to the platform again, this time with an astonishing update. She joyfully announced that the woman, initially thought to be deceased, exhibited signs of life as she was being transported to the mortuary. According to her, the woman is now admitted to the hospital in critical condition. Moving on to the next story on the world news. Vehicles and markets were burnt when gunmen suspected to be members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network ESN on Monday unleashed terror in Ebonyi State. The situation forced people to scamper for safety as the government struck the Ezangbo junction along Abakaliki-Enugu Expressway in the southeastern state. The incident took place a few minutes before 8 a.m. and left 2 commercial buses, 4 motorcycles, and a shop within the Ezangbo market burned. An eyewitness who craved anonymity said he could not tell how they were, but upon arrival, the armed men shot in the air, which led to people scampering for safety. The spokesperson of the Ebonyi State Police Command, Onome, said no life was lost in the incident. He explained that the command deployed a police operative to the scene, assuring that efforts were ongoing to arrest the gunmen. Today, armed men suspected to be IPOB ESN members in a Sienna car attacked minutes commuter buses, tricycles, and motorcycles at Ezangbo Junction, the statement read. They burnt down 3 commuter buses, 4 tricycles, and 1 motorcycle. No life was lost. Operative of the command have been dispatched to the scene, and its evidence to fish out the perpetrators. And we will be at the end of the perpetrators and bring them back to book after apprehension. Moving on to the next story. A family of 4 in the Linyavo area of Jalingo, Taraba State capital, has been electrocuted. The incident, which reportedly happened at around 11 a.m. today, has left residents of the area in sorrow. Spokesman of the State Police Command, Superintendent Abdullahi Usman, who confirmed the incident, said the fatalities was as a result of power surge. According to him, at about 11 a.m. today, information received from reliable sources revealed that a house located at Linyavo area of Jalingo was on fire. Detective from GRA Division Taraba Command were deployed to the scene. On arrival, it was discovered that a family of 4 were found lying with burns all over their body, suspected to be from the electrocution. The victims are Mr. Raymond Ofong, 44, Mrs. Umbong Raymond Efong, Raymond, male 15, and First Reverend, female, and age 13. Information has it that as power was restored, the transformer serving the area blew up and many houses within the neighborhood experienced the high electric voltage, which led to the first fire outbreak that inflicted burns on the victims. However, detectives evacuated the victims to FMC Jalingo for treatment, but they were confirmed dead by a medical doctor. It further said the corpses had been deposited at the hospital mortuary for autopsy, while investigation has commenced to ascertain the real cause of the incident. Moving on to foreign story. The World Health Organization said Monday that its experts had recommended a second malaria vaccine for children, better known developed by British Oxford University. The medicine vaccine is manufactured by the Serum Institute of India and has already been approved for use in Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Nigeria. As a malaria researcher, I used to dream of the day we would have a safe and effective vaccine against malaria. Now we have two, said WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. In 2021, the RTS-X vaccine, produced by British pharmaceutical giant GSK, became the first to be recommended by the WHO to prevent malaria in children in areas with moderate to high malaria transmission. The WHO Regional Director for Africa, Dr. Matshidiso Moeti, said the new vaccine held great potential for the continent by helping to close the huge demand and supply gap. Delivered to scale and rolled out widely, the two vaccines can help bolster malaria prevention and control efforts and save hundreds of thousands of young lives in Africa from this dastardly disease, he said. Finally, on sports. The Nigeria Football Federation have released a squad of 25 players for the international friendly games against Saudi Arabia and Mozambique later this month, information report. Altea Sport star Fisayo Dele Bashiru, who has had an impressive season with Turkish side Altea Sport, registering 4 goals and 2 assists in 7 appearances. The 22-year-old brilliant has earned him a place in coach Josep Pesero's team. Meanwhile, Gent star Gift Orban has not been called up. In his place, Nice star Terry Murphy has been called to the team after he was left out of the last game against Sao Tome and Principe. His teammate, however, Jordan Torunariga, kept his place on the team. In the attack, the usual suspects were invited: Victor Osimhen, Samuel Chukwueze, Ademola Lookman, Taiwo Awoniyi, and Moses Simon all keep their places. Goalkeepers Francis Uzoho, Omonia FC Cyprus, Olorunleke Ojo, Enyimba FC, Adebayo Adeleye, Apoel Jerusalem, Israel. Olaoluwa Aina, Nottingham Forest, England, Bright Osai Samuel, Fenerbahce FC, Turkey, Jordan Torunariga, KAA Gent, Belgium, Kenneth Omeruwo, Kazan Papso FC, Turkey, Oluwashibilo Guajayi, West Bromwich Albion, England, Calvin Bassey, Fulham FC, England, Jamila Collins, Cardiff FC, Wales, Bruno Onyemachi, Bostivik FC, Portugal. Midfielders Wilfried Ndidi, Leicester City, England, Raphael Onyedike, Club Brugge, Belgium, Joe Ayodele Aribo, Southampton FC, England, Frank Onyeka, Brentford FC, England, Alex Iwobi, Fulham FC, England, Fisayo Delebashiru, Etoyaspor FC, Turkey. Forwards are Kelechi Iheanacho, Leicester City, England, Samuel Chukwueze, AC Milan, Italy, Moses Simon, FC Nantes, France, Ademola Lookman, Atlanta FC, Italy, Victor Osimhen, SSC, Napoli, Italy, Taiwo Awoniyi, Nottingham Forest, Italy, Abeke England, Terry Murphy, OGC Nice, France, Victor Boniface, Bayer Leverkusen, Germany. According to the NFF, the camp will be open on the 10th of October in Faro, Portugal. The game against Saudi will take place on the 13th of October before playing Mozambique 3 days later. With that sports story, we've come to the end of today's world news. Before we go, some headlines. Good governance will stop military coup in West Africa, Ganduje. Diezani gets €70,000 bail in alleged 100,000 bribery. Tribunal sacks Nasara governor, declares PDP candidates the winner of the governorship election in the state. And SCDC arrests 2 human traffickers in Ondo. And on sports, Murphy in, up and out, Dele Bashiru gets maiden Super Eagles call off. For update of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagide Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawiye Adibayo. Please like and follow the page. For advertisement and bulletin services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Mo Rabila Lawal. Good evening.